What's up, guys? Well, it is 1st of August, and it's time for me to get out and move some trail cameras around. The summer pattern of bucks is still relatively consistent, but we got maybe about a month of that left. The velvet will be coming off, and some of these bucks will be kind of searching for new homes for the fall. So right now, for me, just kind of some tactics that I'm using is obviously we've got this clear cut down through here right on a fence line, which is ideal this time of year, you know, and over the course of the next month, bucks are still in velvet, and so they will be kind of traveling along areas that they won't damage their horns until they scrape that off and become hard horned. And so I like putting my trail cameras, you know, on kind of little runways like this. It's cleared out, path of least resistance. They don't have to worry about bumping and damaging their antlers on trees, because primarily they're going to be bedding, you know, and field edges, fence row edges, things like that, where they're kind of out of sight but not really dense cover. And so anyway, I go through and kind of move my cameras around, because although I know, you know, I'm getting bachelor groups of bucks, that's going to be short-lived. They're gonna hate each other before too long. So like I say, I got maybe another 5-6 weeks somewhere around there, and that'll all change. So anyway, with some of the tactics I use is getting on some trails like this, if you have any, getting some low-hanging branches like this. I'll end up taking, you know, one of these little grapevines like this and attaching it, making a little mock scrape, licking branch, putting a camera on it, and start getting some inventory of the bucks that make this home for the fall, that I know will be at least in the area and killable. And then it's just a matter of, you know, picking which one I want to try to pursue, and hopefully have one mature enough that I want to pursue. So far, I really haven't had any, not to say that I haven't had big bucks on camera, I just haven't had any really mature bucks. So, and that's primarily what I'm after. So anyway, I'll kind of document kind of my strategies here, what's going on, and let you guys get a inside look, and then hopefully I got some good pictures and videos coming through that I can share with you guys. So anyway, try to get out here without sweating to death. See how it goes. All right, next thing I like to do, just trying to inventory bucks, is I'll use gravity feeders, because obviously big bucks in my area do not like spin cast or anything that makes noise. So I'll throw in some either corn or some like roasted soybeans in these. Obviously I gotta put it up high enough that the pigs can't reach it, and have to use some PVC to keep the raccoons from climbing up there and raking it all out. But I put a cell camera over those, so it's monitoring what's coming in and eating. And I also like to put it at the angle where I can still see if there's corn in it or not. So obviously when it runs empty, I'll know. Other than that, set out a few more of these. This is actually the spot I shot my buck in last year. I was up in that tree right there, and he kind of come through the backside following some does right in behind me out into that open field. And so hopefully we can smash another big one out of this tree. So we'll see. All right, so I've got a trail camera right here on this fence post, right here for this fence crossing, which is always a good spot to put cameras. For one, figure out which way the deer are traveling. But what I've got here is an oak tree that is actually producing acorns on it. You can see some little small ones are budding out. So this tree is actually going to be a gold mine, so I can monitor that. So anytime you have that scenario, basically a natural food source next to a fence crossing, natural travel corridor, you're in the money. This will also double as, since these branches are already low, you can see they're hanging close to the ground. I'm going to trim up some of the ones that are real short and leave some of these about head height, because these are going to be perfect licking branches, and that'll kind of segue into a triple threat option here. I'll have a licking branch, natural food source, and a fence crossing. So this ought to be a pretty good spot of catching some bucks on this one. The joys of scouting in the summer. He thinks he's hiding, but he's not. Lucky for him, it's just a little banded water snake. So he gets a pass today. Here I've got this clear cut right down this direction, and I got a fence. This is the post or corner post of it, and then on this side it cuts right down the fence in that direction. So I'm actually sit right here at the corner, so it naturally creates a an intersection for these deer to travel. So obviously I'm going to put a 5-point solar trail camera here. That way it's getting enough sunlight off of this direction. I'm actually facing it to the north, but as you can see, some of the sunlight is still coming on the solar panel. And with the lithium batteries, I mean, unless this thing just gets thousands and thousands of pictures a day, then I'm not concerned about it. It'll have plenty, but I think this will be a really good spot in the transitioning. This is all deer bedding back in here. And I actually shot a big 8-point last year. I have a stand right off of this fence line, and he had a big scrape. And when I shot him and he ran, he actually fell in the scrape about 80 yards right over there. And he used to kind of travel this transition before it was clear cut, obviously, because it was thick and kind of a little remote area for him. So anyway, we're gonna get this set here on this corner, and I'm gonna throw out a little bit of Lucky Buck mineral while their antlers are still growing. Obviously check those requirements in this area that you live in, make sure that is legal to do, but here in Texas it is. So I'm gonna throw out a little bit right here in this dirt, and hopefully we have some cool pictures here shortly. All right, so kind of same approach here. I've got a fence line running across this edge, got a clear cut right here. I've got kind of some, it's not really as thick as what it looks right now. It clears out, and bucks love to bed in this stuff in the summer because it's open and they can get through it without damaging their antlers. So just putting a cell cam right here. Actually, it's just this is just a traditional camera here. It's not a cellular camera, but it's on the same road bed. So when I come back to check some of the others, I'll stop by and check this one, just kind of see what the traffic's like, and go from there.